What's happening, everyone? TomGorian here, and with the long-awaited Las Vegas Grand Prix this weekend, I've decided to do a 100% race around the Las Vegas Strip circuit on F123. We're going to be doing a 100% race around the streets of Las Vegas as we get ready for this weekend's Grand Prix in Max Verstappen's Red Bull. It's a new circuit on the Formula 1 calendar, and I think it's a bit of a tradition that every single time there is a new race track added to each Formula 1 season, that I do a 100% race around this circuit. So hopefully I can get ready for this weekend's race, and hopefully if you actually want to see some action this weekend, hopefully you can get ready by watching this video as well. Here are all the settings. As you can see, full race distance, one-shot qualifying. We're going to be starting from last place in Max Verstappen's Red Bull, and the weather settings are going to be on dynamic for all durations of the race, so we can try and get the most unpredictable race as possible from a weather perspective. There are all the rules and flags. As you can see, standard safety cars and standard red flags, and also simulation, standard on both damage settings. So it's the first time, it's the long-awaited debut, it's a 100% race around the strip.
Tickets for this one sold out in a matter of seconds, some for as much as $1 million. There's a massive interest in Formula 1 in the United States, so it's no surprise we have a third race in America. Welcome to the Las Vegas Grand Prix. For tonight, we go racing around the bright lights of Las Vegas, 3.8 miles under the Nevada night sky and thousands of neon lights. There are landmarks everywhere you look, punctuating the 17 corners and 2 DRS zones. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Sainz, Stroll, Tsunoda, Ocon, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Albon, Gasly, Joe, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Sargent, and Max Verstappen completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track,
So here we are, under the lights here in Las Vegas, getting ready for the Las Vegas Strip Grand Prix. 50 laps to be completed here at the Strip, and it's going to be a two-stop. We're going to start on the mediums and then do one stop on the mediums and then the second stop on the soft tyres. The main question about this race, and not just about this race, but about this weekend in general, is about temperatures. This race is going to be taking place at midnight in the actual at Las Vegas, which is like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning UK time. So the temperatures for this racetrack is going to be absolutely ridiculous, and it's going to be very hard to try and fire up the tyres to get them in a very optimum window of performance and also temperature as well. The setup, we're going to be running a very high speed setup, obviously long straights here. However, I don't know how the car is going to perform. So I think for the first 10 or 20 laps, we're going to have to find out as we get ready for 5 red lights in Las Vegas. It's lights out and away we go for the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix on F123. It's a good start from us as we head towards turn 1. A very awkward turn 1 as we dive down the inside of Nico Hulkenberg and also Oscar Piastri, Shogun Yu in the fold. You got Alex Albon as we come in towards the fast right-hander of turn 2. And the main objective for this race is, well, for the first 10-20 laps, is to get used to the track, get used to the braking zones, and get used to the grip that I currently have on this car. And I feel like that is going to be the main priority for the real-life drivers when they do race this Saturday. Trying to just understand braking zones, understand when to turn in, overtaking potential chances. As speaking of overtaking chances, there's one down the inside in towards turn, was it 5, 6, turn 7? Turn 7, as we now cut on towards the end of the very first lap here in Las Vegas. And George Russell has taken the lead here in Las Vegas as we complete the first lap. We're going to go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo in the AlphaTauri, and that is P13 in turn 1. So obviously I'm playing a little bit cautious for the first 25% of the race, just simply because I don't want to get any damage. I don't want to get any damage. I want to pull off my overtakes very clean, very neatly, very tidily. And as you can see, Magnussen is currently having a battle with us as we enter the back straight of turn number 3 or turn 4. I do not know the corner names off by heart. As we enter turn number 3 and we overtake Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. So it's P12 right now as there's a mega battle going on for, what's that, P9 between Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda and also Pierre Gasly, as we absolutely get a mega run coming out that little Mickey Mouse chicane as we now enter the curve straight. Exton turn 17, I think that is, and we now begin lap 4 as we try and dive down the inside of Esteban Ocon, and we make contact there on his rear left tyre, and luckily for us there is no damage. So my thought process is just trying to follow the AI, and I've noticed that with that Mickey Mouse chicane corner, like in Sector 3, we get such a good run out of that corner onto the AI, and obviously they're battling against each other with the DRS, so they compromise themselves as we go down the inside of Carlos Sainz again in towards turn 1. Expect turn 1 and turn 3 to be a very popular overtaking corner in the race on Saturday. We go a little bit wide on the exit of, I believe that's turn 9 or turn 10. But once again, that corner promotes, it's kind of like a switchback corner, if you will, as far as like the racing line that you take normally. That's actually a bit of a weak line as you begin the next lap. And as you can see, once again, down the inside of turn 1, but Hamilton tries to stick it out on the inside of 2, but that doesn't work for him, and we're already into P6. Tyre temperatures, yeah, they're going to be very, very, very low as far as just trying to get some heat into them, because the long straights, the cooler temperatures, you know, I'm guessing if I had to do this race again, I would have probably 2+ clicks on the tyre temperature, simply because, as you can see, the tyre temperatures are on 92 degrees on the front, and probably 91 or 90 on the rears as well. Surprisingly, the tyre wear isn't actually that bad on this circuit, considering that there's a lot of slow speed exit corners. You know, you got turn 1, you got turn 3, the Mickey Mouse corners, turn 5, 6, 7, and then turn 9 before heading onto this back straight, and then the final corner, which is what, turn 11, 12 before the start finish. So we overtake Lance Stroll for P6, and I'm just trying to see how powerful the DRS is. As you can see, we're doing 215 mile an hour on the back of the strip straight as we enter turn 4 and now 5 and 6. Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc, they're going wheel to wheel here as we enter turn 7. There's an inside gap that's going to open up from there. We're absolutely abusing the apex, and we overtake Charles Leclerc as we now head towards turn 8 and then turn 9. So a very good overtaking maneuver, if I do say so myself. And now we are making our first stop of this race. It's a 2-stop race. We're going to be doing our first stop here. We're going to be changing from the mediums to another set of the medium tyres. That pit lane, by the way, is very awkward. You turn when you brake, so you've got to be very careful that you don't, you know, lock up the rears so that you don't crash into the wall and damage your front wing. That could actually happen, by the way, in the real life race on Saturday, so be watch out for that. So we're coming out of the pit lane on lap 19 of 50, and we've got one stop left, and that is the soft tires. I was surprised as far as the wear is concerned. It seems like you can do a one stop on this if you really want to go for it. You can do a mediums to hards, but I just don't know how good the hard tyres actually are on this circuit, considering that they are the hardest tyres, and with the tyre temperature issues with this circuit that it provides, you know, it's just a question of, do you risk it? Do you risk, you know, going a one stop onto the worst race tyre of them all that struggles to fire up in temperature, or do you make a second stop onto, a set of soft compound tyres and attempt to try and blitz the field? And with the AI strategy, they've went the complete opposite. Most of them have went double softs medium, and some of them have went soft double medium, while I'm going double medium soft. So the last tyre set I have in this race will be the soft tyres. So now we are 50% through this race. We're on lap 21 as we do a double overtake on Esteban Ocon and also Nico Hulkenberg as we now enter the points on lap 21. And look at the tyre wear, 3% already, and I've already been on these tyres for like 3-4 laps. So the tyre wear on the mediums are not that bad, and there's just an update on the tyre temperatures, 91 degrees, 94 on the rears. So now I'm going to try and blitz this gap, and as you can see, look at the gap between myself and Sergio Perez. I'm coming through the final corner as my teammate Sergio is literally beginning the next lap. So we've got a lot of ground to make up in this Red Bull, but if there's one guy who can make that ground up, who can win this race, it's Max Verstappen. He can literally start anywhere and he can finish pretty much fast. Like, you can literally give him a -2 lap challenge around here and he'd still go on the podium. You know what I mean? He's been so good and so consistent this season, and you might say, oh, that's because of a lack of a teammate of Sergio Perez, or the fact that Mercedes and Ferrari there weren't ready, and Aston Martin and McLaren, they just haven't had a car that's good enough. But at the end of the day, you've got to have someone who's winning these races, and when one guy's winning 17, 18 races, and they're going on this mad winning streak of 8 in a row, 9 in a row, 10 in a row, you know, at the end of the day, it's not really his fault. You know, it's his opponent's fault. For example, Sergio Perez. I would love if Perez actually took the fight to Max this weekend, and hopefully we get an all-time Red Bull battle for the win to really reminisce this season by. But as you can see, lap 30, we've got 20 laps to go here at the strip, and Alonso has the fast lap, and he's absolutely behind us right now, and he gets past us as we enter the final chicane type corner. And as you can see, notice just the line that opens up on the exit of that final corner. Like on the inside, if you get a decent run, like, you can have a go on the inside. Now, what is noticeable is that there's only 2 DRS zones in this track: the back straight and of course the strip straight as well. As you can see from now, well, this is the start finish. The back straight and the strip straight are the 2 DRS zones. However, the start finish straight doesn't have DRS. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see, you know, how many overtakes there are and how the drivers play the strategy as far as, okay, when do I, you know, save DRS? Do I want to be ahead for turn 1, or do I want to be behind for turn 1? And I think, before this race began, I wasn't really comfortable with this circuit as far as the grip is concerned, but I think this is the type of race I needed because I had to get used to the circuit as far as getting comfortable. And I can definitely say I do like this track a little bit more now compared to, you know, when I started this video. So we're in P9, which is now P11 on lap 36 out of 50. We've got 14 laps to go. So now we are going to the end on these soft tyres, which now means we have the pace advantage. We have the quicker tyre, we have the best car, and hopefully with equal performance, we can now charge our way back in towards, hopefully, a podium, I'd say. But obviously time will tell. Red flags, safety cars, there's still a lot of things that can happen in this race. So we are now in P10, and hopefully we can get past Yuki Tsunoda, and we've got the DRS, and there it is, we are already into P9, as I coughed there. Apologies about the live commentary, I forgot to turn off, so that's my fault. So, lap 37, I've got DRS, I'm revving out at 222 miles an hour. Madness as we enter the chicane. We make contact with Pierre Gasly as we have the exit in towards the final corner. Yellow flags in sector 3 as we hopefully try and get the fast lap of the race. Oh, and there's a fucking safety car. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I was literally making my way in towards the start finish, and as you can see, there's just a replay, and yeah, Gasly is just stuck in no man's land there. So yeah, That was just contact between me and him, and I do not expect any of the real-life drivers to actually try and hang it on the inside of that triple chicane. So, lap 39, on to lap 40, 10 laps to go here at the Vegas Strip, and green flag running. Away we go once again, as we already make a move down. Fernando Alonso's inside, and that is for third place. We are back on the podium, and now all that's left is Lando Norris and our teammate Sergio Perez for the win here in Las Vegas. We started from last here at the strip as we set the fast lap of the race. We're going to go around the outside of the McLaren in towards turn 1. We've usually been diving down the inside of turn 1, but we're going to have the inside in towards 2. We're so close to the wall. It's a battle between us versus Lando Norris in towards 3, and we do have the inside line. We have to force him a little bit wide, and there is P2 in this race. I will say, one of the best things about turn 1 on this track is the lines you can take. You can literally take the inside line and hopefully hold it around the outside into 2, or you can hold the outside into 1 and have the inside for 2. I don't really know which line is the best line to take as far as the line into 1. That was a very late move by Sergio Perez, and as you can see, we make contact with Perez. He dives on the inside in towards the final corner. He forces nearly into the wall there. And that's not, you know, that's not playful, Sergio. I know you lost the championship to Max, but no need to be, you know, banging, you know, wings with Verstappen on the fastest part of the circuit, as we're averaging, what, 216 mile an hour onto the exit of the final corner, and we take the lead here at the strip circuit once again with only 6 laps to go. So now it becomes a game of cat and mouse as far as who is going to get the DRS on the final lap. And in my opinion, with how powerful the DRS is, with how long the straight is on this track, this race could be decided by that corner, by that straight, and who actually has the DRS on the final lap. So I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if there's a driver who hangs back in second and just holds on to DRS until like the final lap and then executes the overtake on the last lap on that on the strip circuit, as Sergio Perez goes down the inside in towards turn 3 and takes the lead once again. Now I'm just trying to figure out how can I play this, because I want the DRS on the final lap, and I'm just trying to figure out, okay, if I have the DRS now, I won't have the DRS next lap, and then I will, and then eventually, by the time the last lap happens, I won't have DRS. So I have to try and let someone go, and hopefully, by the time we swap and change for the last lap, I will get DRS as Fernando Alonso.
Superb driving. That is the race win, my friends. Well done.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly deserved win. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
Well, when you overtake that many people, I'd certainly hope you'd win the race. Their car was really effective in the slipstream here today, and the team would be pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars. They had a lot of confidence to push their tyres hard as well, especially going into the corners, which allowed for some late braking and some exciting passes.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's good to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So there you have it, a 100% race around Las Vegas on F1 23. I've officially completed it with Max Verstappen taking the win from last place. And I have to credit the strategy because we did our second stop on the soft tyres while everyone else was on the mediums. And we were able to pull it out the bag because we had so much more pace than everyone else. And it was just so easy to try and cut through the field on the soft tyres. And then after like 5-6 laps, it was simply a game of cat and mouse about who was going to get the DRS on the final lap, and we did. And because of the massive straight, we were able to take advantage and take the win today. 83 minutes 15 seconds it took to complete this race here in Las Vegas, and we do have the fast lap. But that is that for this 100% race around Las Vegas. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more F1 23 content. And yeah, that was a good race. From last to first, we done it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video in a bit.